In this world, there is real evil. In the darkest shadows and in the most ordinary places. These are the true stories of the innocent and the unimaginable. Bobby Wilcott buys his wife Addie a new house, hoping to save their struggling marriage. When a dark force invades their lives, they refuse to believe it can hurt them. But when things turn violent, they must decide to stay and fight or run and risk tearing their family apart. Between the world we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. New England, a region steeped in history and natural beauty. It is said that for hundreds of years, legions of dead have roamed this land. Many are lost souls, unable to find their way in the afterlife. Others remain tormented, looking for eternal peace. But some are reared from the depths of hell that only exist to torture the living. The year is 1978. Bobby and Eddie Wilcott are looking to buy a home.
Oh, I don't think anybody's home. Here, why don't you take the keys?
Addie is a housewife.
No, go ahead. If you need me, I'll be out here.
And Bobby is an engineer.
She's not coming in?
I don't know.
They are currently living with Bobby's parents, but it's been causing problems in their relationship. Addie wants her own house.
I met with some real estate agents, and I dragged Bobby along to look at some houses, and he just found fault with each and every single house we looked at.
What do you think?
Concerned that Addie may leave him, Bobby agrees to buy a house, believing that it will bring them closer together.
I love it. It was built in the early 1800s, so it needs a little fixing up. We're not afraid of a little work, are we?
Not a problem. Come on.
Let's go inside.
Our realtor had been in the house once before. She said she would never go in it again. And we asked her why, and she wouldn't give us a reason.
It's already open.
Oh. Go inside.
Don't go up there.
We're with the real estate agent. The door was open.
Wait here. And don't go upstairs.
Bobby! Bobby!
Come on, it's all right.
I said not to go upstairs.
Besides, I already put a down payment on the place. We practically own it.
What?
I gave her a check, a down payment.
I can't believe this. You bought a house without telling me?
I didn't buy it.
It was such a great deal,
I can't believe
and I didn't want to let it slip away, so I put a deposit on it immediately.
I had to. I checked the ad in the paper, and the place was so cheap we would have lost it. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
I can't believe you didn't tell me.
I just did.
Although Addie is annoyed, she hopes this house will be the answer to their marital problems.
I was really excited about the idea that he was finally excited about having a home.
It's nailed shut.
Why would they do that?
I don't know. Look. All of them are nailed shut.
Doesn't make any sense.
Every single one.
I wouldn't do that.
Jeez.
Wow. This place is a mess.
Hey. I told you not to go upstairs.
Sorry, but I can't buy a house unless I see it, can I?
Okay, come on. Let's go downstairs. Come on.
We kind of brushed him off as crazy. We just thought that maybe he had gone senile, and why shouldn't anybody be upstairs?
Right this way.
Oh. Hi.
Why don't you go check out the kitchen?
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You went upstairs.
Yeah, why were all the doors nailed shut?
It looked like they've never lived in the whole house all the years they were here.
Hey,
There was something peculiar going on here, but we just associated it more with the family rather than anything really being wrong with the house.
In here, I noticed, is this one of those old player pianos?
It doesn't work.
all right. Well, thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I know why you didn't go inside.
Well, it's fixer-upper, but it's priced to sell.
It's a real New England colonial house.
It'd be so beautiful.
My first house. A clean slate. Give us a fresh start.
Okay.
I couldn't wait to have my own place, to put my own things in, to have my own holidays, and to have our own friends over and to be able to entertain them.
As the Wilcotts get caught up in restoring the old house, all of their marital problems seem to disappear.
Working side by side together brought us closer.
Maybe we should try moving back in with my mother.
Don't start. That is not even funny.
We were really excited about having our own home, and it was just going to be beautiful once we fixed it up.
Sounded like the big mirror fell off the wall.
There was no sign anywheres of any disturbance. We were completely perplexed by what had caused that noise. We just had no explanation. At the time, we just
Did you leave that open?
shrugged it off.
A few months later, while Bobby runs errands,
Art won't work.
Addie's friend Shannon stops by to see their new home.
It looks
For
like
some reason, the previous owners left the broken player piano behind.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And I thought someone had thought the house was empty and had come in to break into the house.
Something up here. I know. What was that? Downstairs. down here and we heard this huge crash upstairs, so we went to investigate.
Addie, it's an old house. Old houses make noises.
Not like this. This was a huge
Bobby,
crash.
it was a huge crashing sound, loud. There's no explanation for that.
Yeah.
It's gonna take a while to get used to this old house.
You know what? I gotta go.
The mysterious noises begin to stir up old tensions in their relationship.
What's with her?
She's a little freaked, Bobby.
The next day, Addie feels she must get out of the house.
Addie? Addie!
It was broken. It couldn't make music automatically. It was baffling.
No look at the antique auction, but got plenty of things at the farmer's market.
Were you just inside?
No, I just pulled up.
I was upstairs and I heard the piano playing and I came down and there's no one there. It was music, real music with the notes and everything, like the piano was working perfectly.
Bobby, you're really upset.
No kidding.
There has to be some explanation for this.
I'm not so sure about that.
Come on inside. I'll make you some lunch.
No, you go ahead. I'm not hungry.
Addie simply ignores what happened, not wanting to give Bobby a reason to move out.
I kind of just dismissed it, that he hadn't really heard what he had heard.
Over the next year, the cost of renovating and maintaining their home becomes a financial burden for the Wilcotts.
I don't understand why this bill is so high. There's no way. No way we are using that much power.
Well, you're the one that's always leaving the lights on.
Something else is wrong.
Where are you going?
I'll be right back.
I went and shut everything off, and the meter was still turning.
It's impossible.
Jeez! You scared the hell out of me.
Sorry. I came down to see what's going on with the lights. What are you doing?
I shut the power off. Look. That's why our bill is so high. The meter's broken.
Well, turn it on.
Yeah, it reads the same whether it's on or off. Definitely broken.
All right, well, this basement creeps me out. I'm going upstairs. Bobby!
Sorry.
Leave the lights on.
I was just checking.
You can call the electric company tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, another big repair bill, and we're on our way to the poorhouse.
I called the power company. They came up and checked it. The meter was okay. It was very frustrating for me because I thought this should be a very tangible problem that we could, get a handle on and fix. And it was never really resolved to my satisfaction.
One night, the following week, Bobby returns home from work.
Went to town, be back soon. Great. Let's leave all the doors open.
And you know you left the front door open.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
When I came in, this door was open.
Are you sure?
I was standing right there. First time, I closed it, and it opened by itself. And then I came back in, and I locked it, and it opened again.
Doesn't make any sense. What are we gonna do?
I don't know, Addie. Maybe I should just nail all the doors shut.
Bobby!
I was always a person of reason. I thought there was a logical explanation for everything, but I was just completely unprepared for this.
It's impossible.
I don't understand. I heard it.
I know.
We just looked at each other shocked. We had no explanation for it. We were sharing the house with something.
The next day, Addie arranges for a local dealer to take the piano away.
You, really think that'll do any good?
Well, if this door opens with this lock on it, we know we have a problem.
We never told anybody else about what was going on in the house for the reason that we just didn't want to be labeled crazy.
Wow, you've been busy. I've come by because I have great news for both of you. How would you like to make a big profit? How'd you like to double your investment? I have a client. He came by the other day, saw the house. He's absolutely in love with it. He's ready to make an offer on the house.
That's incredible. Is he serious?
He's dead serious.
We're really not interested.
You know what? We don't have to make.
In spite of all the strange events, Addie knows that the house is the glue to their marriage.
Do you guys have my card?
If they sell it now, she fears it would be the end of their relationship.
He wasn't ready to grow up yet, even though I had made him buy me a house. And I felt that if we had to start all over again, if we had to buy another house, it might not happen.
Thanks for the news. If we sell this place now, we'll make a profit. We can get a whole new place.
But I love this house.
It's too big for us.
Well, soon we're gonna need the extra room.
For what? Really?
Yeah.
Seriously?
Yeah. Are you happy?
Of course I am!
Oh, good.
Over the next few years, the bizarre incidents happen so infrequently that the Wilcotts learn to live with them.
These occurrences, the electrical, the crashing noises, the piano music, it wasn't enough to really warrant us to push the panic button.
Hey, Sterling.
The birth of their son Sterling, now 5 years old, has created a new bond between Bobby and Addie.
Sterling came along and we were enjoying our family, doing our little outings and barbecues and having our holidays.
Bobby continues to make improvements on the house and yard.
Hey, bud.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
Find any ones?
I didn't see any. Here. Hold on.
Look what he's got.
Oh, worm right there.
Wow. I can go fishing with that now. Sweetie, you're a mess. Why don't we go get some lemonade, take a break for a little bit?
No, I want to get this done. This is a grave marker. Someone's buried here.
I can't take this anymore. I gotta get out of here. Come on, sweetie. Come on.
The next day, Addie goes through county records to learn more about the land surrounding their home.
I wanted to find out the names of the people who owned the property before our house was built.
Addie notices that the initials of one of the owners matches the initials on one of the headstones they found. The discovery casts a dark shadow over the household.
I had a feeling that the rightful owners, that the human spirits might be bothering us.
One day, Addie runs errands with Sterling leaving Bobby to handle the housework. Bobby is now convinced that whatever is in the house has become more aggressive.
I wanted to disbelieve it, but I couldn't. It was a sinister presence. We gotta get help now.
He's here.
The couple turns to their Lutheran pastor for help.
Pastor, hi.
Hi, Addie.
Thank you so much for coming.
It's nice being here, Addie.
It's good to see you.
Hey, Robert. How are you? I want to tell you what I told your wife the other day at church. We can offer you a blessing and a prayer. That's all I can do.
We understand. And anything you can do, we really appreciate it.
Okay.
Why don't you come on inside?
Yeah.
O God of kindness and mercy, enter this home and grant it the grace of your presence.
There was no provision inside the Protestant church for dealing with these occurrences other than he could do a blessing on the house. And that was more of an appeasement to try to ease our fears.
In the name of Jesus we pray, amen.
Hey, Bobby, you awake?
Yeah.
Do you think it worked? The blessing?
I hope so. It is quieter.
You think?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, me too. What was that?
I don't know.
Where are you going? Bobby, what are you doing? Bobby.
Here, check it out.
Call police.
And tell them what? Our house is haunted? Stay here.
Did you find anything?
Nothing. I checked the kitchen. The back door is locked. I don't know what could have made the noise. There's nothing. I don't know what it was.
What are we gonna do? I gotta go check on Sterling.
Concerned for their child's safety, Addie and Sterling stay with Bobby's parents for the week, leaving Bobby at home, alone.
If a 747 had broken the sound barrier 100 feet over our house, it wouldn't have been any louder.
gone.
Blood of Christ, be gone!
Whoever, whatever the hell you are, get the hell out of my house! Do you hear me? Get out of my house!
You just felt you were in a struggle for your very soul.
The following day, Addie and Sterling returned home.
It's getting worse. I just hate to wonder how bad can it get.
That night,
Riley! Come here, boy. Riley? 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 Riley?
Addie tries to put the recent incident out of her mind, not wanting to move from the house that has brought stability to her marriage.
And I thought, well, I just have to get control of myself. I have to trust in God. And I thought the less I thought about it, the less it could have an effect on my life.
As a precaution, Addie and Bobby move Sterling into their bedroom.
What is it? Addie! What is it?
I felt a presence beside the bed. And suddenly, I saw this man, jet black man.
I saw it.
It's okay, there's nothing there.
No, it was my bed.
If you can't just pack up and leave, we had too much invested in the house. But we were just getting increasingly terrified.
Desperate, the Wilcotts decide to hire a team of paranormal investigators.
Now tell me, what is it exactly that you are witnessing?
For over 3 decades, Ed and Lorraine Warren have explored thousands of hauntings and paranormal phenomena in the US and Europe. Ed is known worldwide as a religious demonologist. His wife Lorraine is a clairvoyant. Almost immediately, she begins to sense what has been going on in the house.
Has the child been affected by it?
Things can stay dormant in these homes for years. Nothing happens, and then a family moves in where there is turmoil, arguing, fighting, animosity between family members. That is what triggers off and gives it and energizes the phenomena.
Richard Jackson has been a student of the Warrens for the past year.
I believe in ghosts in the same way that most people believe that they breathe air. It is not even a question of belief whatsoever.
Lorraine explores the entire house.
There was a definite, powerful presence in that home. There's where I knew I was dealing with something negative that I wasn't comfortable with at all.
It's hot. There's a demon. This area is a portal to evil.
At that time, we really didn't want to believe her. We were still denying that something that bad could be going on right in our own home.
Demons can be difficult to remove, but it can be done.
Lorraine said that if we left the house, the demons would just follow us wherever we went. We had to make a stand here at this time in this place.
This house is going to have to be exorcised.
Don't worry. We'll handle all of the arrangements.
Now, it may take some time because we have to apply to the Vatican for approval.
That could take months.
Later that night.
Off me!
Bobby, wake up! Wake up! Bobby, it's a dream. It's a dream.
No.
Yeah.
No, there were bugs all over me. I couldn't get them off. It was awful.
Bobby, sweetie, there's nothing here.
No, they were real. I swear they were real.
The nightmare was so real that I couldn't get it out of my head. It was pretty frightening.
Until the exorcism is granted, Bobby is adamant about protecting his family against the demon. The Wilcotts call on Ed and Lorraine Warren for guidance, but they are unavailable. Desperate, they appeal to the Warren student, Richard Jackson. He offers to conduct a suffumigation, an ancient Christian rite intended to cast out evil spirits from a house.
Defend us in the battle against the principalities and against the wicked spirits in the heavens.
At Richard's request, the Wilcotts stay away from the house until the ritual is complete.
Deprecate the God of peace so that he may no longer hold men bound. We come to thee, Asher guardian and patron, forward-handed the souls of the redeemed.
A few days later,
Why don't I fix you some lunch?
Richard stops by to check on the Wilcotts.
Oh, come on.
I felt suddenly protective of the family, and I told them no matter what, there's always going to be help, and that I was going to help them find it.
Eddie! Eddie!
Oh, God, Eddie. Oh, God, okay. Oh, my God, what's happening?
He's not breathing.
Baby, breathe. Breathe, sweetie, breathe.
It's a demon attack.
Oh, my God, do something.
Eddie, call 911. It's my 5-year-old son. He's choking. Sterling!
I need help!
Go on!
What's that? Salt. Blessed salt. If it is a demonic attack, it'll ward off the evil spirit.
Baby, breathe! Breathe, sweetie, breathe! It's moving, please, God!
In the name of the Lord, I command any and all spirits of hate and spite to release this Lamb of God. It is not I, but the holiest of holy that commands you.
I knew at this point the escalation was really ramping up and something had to be done.
I'll burn this house to the ground if I have to.
Sterling's brush with death pushes Bobby and Addie to their breaking point.
We can't wait any longer. We have to have an exorcism.
Bobby and Addie take Sterling to his grandparents' house and track down the Warrens.
Fumigation.
Because of the attack, Bobby and Addie must act quickly. They cannot wait for the Vatican to approve the exorcism. The Warrens call on Bishop Robert McKenna, who has performed over 100 exorcisms throughout New England.
When I first laid eyes on Bishop McKenna, somehow I knew this man's the real deal.
Hello, Lorraine.
Bishop.
Ed, nice to see you.
Bishop, Bobby, and Addie will come.
Well, shall we get to work?
After speaking with the Warrens, Bishop McKenna believes that the house is possessed by a demon.
Demonic oppression is as real as anything. It's only God himself, or exorcism, that we can hope to remedy the situation. I don't expect any trouble today. God is with us. Exurgat Deus, et dissipentur, inimici eius, et fugian ceorunt eum, a faciertus. The sacrament of the cross commands thee, as does also the virtue of all the mysteries of the Christian faith. The Theotokos commands thee. She who in her humility did crush thy most proud head from the first instant of her immaculate conception. The faith of the holy apostles, Peter and Paul, and all the other apostles, commands thee.
And I started to black out.
Saints, commands thee.
I was right in front of God.
Smoke is driven away,
And he said it was going to be okay.
The Lion of the tribe of Judah has conquered the root of
As Addie tries to regain her strength, she hopes that the bishop can rid her house of evil.
the root of David. May thy mercy, Lord, be upon us, and as much as we have hoped in thee. Every satanic power, every assault of the infernal adversary, every legion in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, may you be uprooted and flee from the church of God. The soul
The creaking and groaning, it was just coming from everywhere all at once.
As wax melts before the face of fire, so may sinners perish before the face of God. Exorcise every assault, every diabolical congregation, in the name, by the virtue of Jesus Christ, redeemed by the precious blood of the divine Lamb. Fear no more, coming grace. Mercy, drive out. Drive and sit in his wheat. Most High command God commands the E to bring down the E to cry. Great cry, still pursuing. Consider thyself still. Most High command God commands the E to bring down the E to cry. Thy still consider thyself still. He wants all men to be saved.
Bishop McKenna concludes the rite of exorcism, and immediately the evil vanishes from the house.
It felt empty, like there was no one else in here with us. The fog had lifted. It felt beautiful.
Do you smell that?
It smells like roses.
What you're smelling is the odor of sanctity. It's a sign of God's presence, the end of a successful exorcism.
After years of torment, Bobby and Addie have finally found peace.
Honey, sit down.
This whole experience pulled us much closer together as a family unit. We realized if we could deal with this, then we could get through anything together.
That's a good seat right there.
We went back to pretty much being the people we were before, and I think that was the greatest gift of all, that we got to go back to being husband and wife, parents, enjoying our family, and being able to enjoy it without being in fear in our own home.
It's hard to believe this until you really observe it. You really can't send evil away forever. They're here with us, whether we like it or not.
In this world, there is real evil. In the darkest shadows and in the most ordinary places. These are the true stories of the innocent and the unimaginable. Marie Potter knows that her daughter Julie has powers of perception beyond the five senses. In profound silence, something unknowable speaks to her. Something that torments the family and fights to destroy everything they hold sacred. Between the world we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. The Hudson Valley of upstate New York has long been rumored to be a land of ghosts and demons. Early Dutch explorers named it the Devil's Playground. And pioneers told stories of terrifying supernatural encounters. Even today, some inhabitants report horrifying hauntings. In the fall of 1998, single mother Marie Potter struggles to care for her children, Paul, Angela, and Julie. Julie suffers from a severe birth defect. She cannot walk or talk. To protect her identity, Marie appears in shadow.
Her comprehension seemed to be okay, but her expressive abilities were less. Her communication was more facial expressions or sounds.
The family moved into the house 3 years earlier.
Mommy will be right back, okay?
Ever since, Julie has seemed to watch and smile at unseen visitors.
To me, the way she was reacting, it looked like someone was playing peekaboo through the wall.
Julie?
Because she'd look at it funny and look startled when it would come back. I thought it was angels.
Marie is confident that whatever the cause of Julie's strange behavior, it doesn't pose any threat to her daughter.
I just assumed it would be good, just because of how she was.
In 1998, Marie visits her childhood neighborhood in Brooklyn, New York, where friends introduce her to an intriguing stranger named Chris.
He seemed down to earth and honest, and he had a good sense of humor. So we kind of hit it off.
Chris admires Marie's grit and determination and immediately falls for her.
She doesn't take any garbage from anybody, and I kind of like that.
A few weeks later, Marie invites Chris to her house.
Hi. Glad you could make it.
Chris has an ominous feeling as soon as he steps through the door.
It felt very crowded. It's like walking out from outdoors into a closet. That much of an atmospheric feeling as you went from a lot of air to no air. And it was a big open room, so there should have been plenty there.
Kids?
He tries to ignore the uneasy feeling.
This is Paul, and this is Angela. Kids, this is Chris.
The kids and I really hit it off. They're wonderful kids.
This is Julie. Julie? Julie, honey, I'd like you to meet Chris.
Hi, Julie.
Like she could kind of see through you or into you.
It's okay.
If you were not nice, she would know.
It was really nice meeting you.
She kind of glanced at me, and she gave me a big smile, and I just smiled back.
Can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure.
Chris decides to tell Marie about the uneasy feeling he got when he entered the house. He explains that as a teenager, he studied the paranormal and discovered that he had a natural ability to sense spirits.
What do you mean?
Chris believes that there is some kind of supernatural activity inside Marie's house.
Look, I'm not trying to scare you. I just think you have something like that in this house.
Marie assumes that Chris is talking about whatever Julie is communicating with. What Marie thinks of as angels.
And he said they're not good. I thought, why would it be bad? Didn't make any sense why it would be bad.
Chris leaves, curious about the nature of the home's unseen inhabitants. He fears that the family could be at risk.
Wake up, kids. School day.
A few days later, in the early morning.
Paul, get in here. Were you playing in here last night?
It wasn't me. It was the boy with yellow hair.
What boy?
Boy that comes at night.
Nice try. Pick your toys up, put them in your
You
room.
need to clean them up.
No, the little boy likes to play with them. He plays in the living room. I don't want him in my room.
in my room.
She came into my room. There's a boy with blonde hair in my room. I want him out.
So where is he?
Well, he was right there.
She got angry. He was here.
So what about your job in the city?
I can commute. I mean, it's only an hour and 10 minutes by train.
Over the following weeks, Marie and Chris grow closer.
I like it here.
Eventually, he moves in and becomes a father figure to the children.
They would start doing stuff to make me and Marie happy. And if they didn't want me there, they would have made it painfully obvious. They were very open, and once the relationship started, it just blossomed.
Yeah, pass those rolls down here.
Yeah.
So you guys are really excited about going on vacations, probably.
The natural assumption was that it must have been the figment of her imagination, or a ghost.
I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something.
I've got an idea. Have you ever used a Ouija board?
Chris believes that a Ouija board will help him communicate with the spirits in the house.
I wanted to find out if there was a message they were trying to tell us.
What you're doing?
Find out what they want.
Marie has doubts.
Do you know what you're doing? Because I never did this. And he's like, oh yeah, I've used this before. He said to me, this is what you do. You put your hands on the planchette and I'll ask the questions and it will move.
Is a spirit here that wishes to speak?
And I said, yeah, okay. I said, sure, it's not gonna move. That doesn't make any sense. How can this thing move on its own?
Is there a spirit here that wishes to speak? Is there a spirit here that wishes to speak?
Yes. Chris, if you're doing that,
I said, you did it.
Swear.
He goes, no, I didn't move it.
I swear to God.
Are you sure you know what you're doing?
I'm sure. What is your name?
F. R A N K. Frank.
Frank, why are you here?
The planchette moves to the letters J and P.
That's Julie's initials. He wants Julie.
We don't know that for sure.
Well, what else could it be?
Frank, what do you want with Julie? Frank, are you here?
There was no response for that.
Chris refuses to give up.
Is there a spirit here that wishes to speak?
He goes, okay, is there anybody else here? And it went to yes.
Yes.
And he said, what's his name? And went to Adam. And he asked, who are you? And it spelled out the word son. Chris freaked. Because his ex-wife had aborted a child. So he thought it was his son.
That's when I kind of got freaked out. And that was like, why are you following me? And it wouldn't answer.
What if it's my son? What if it's my son?
I said to Chris, I said, it might not be your son. He said, it is. I know it is.
Adam, are you here?
We should have stopped.
He said, did you hear that? I don't hear anything. What are you talking about?
Hold on.
There was banging underneath the floor in the kitchen. And then sounds from the hallway in the basement. And I was like, what is going on?
Oh my God, hold on, Chris. Chris?
They were trying to do everything they could to start scaring us.
A few days later.
It looked like paint. It felt like paint. I asked the kids, and they said, no, it wasn't them.
Marie knows there is no white paint in the house, and the handprints do not match the size of her children's hands. She has no rational explanation.
Chris?
Marie and Chris believe that whatever spoke to them through the Ouija board is still in the house.
2636.
They seek help from a local investigator who runs an internet website about the paranormal. The investigator suggests a way to make sure their children are not playing a prank.
Try this.
She said if we put baby powder on the ground, that it was light enough to be disturbed by energy going over it.
The passing spirit will leave a trail.
The investigator says that tracks left in the powder will show whether or not they're dealing with something supernatural.
Put down flour or baby powder.
next morning.
No human being was able to reach where the writing was without stepping in the powder.
Chris and Marie call the paranormal investigator to the house.
Baby powdered down like you told us to, and the next morning it was like this. There's the J there, and the A, and an F.
The investigator turns pale when Marie points out the name written in the powder.
What can we do about it?
Do either of you know Lilith?
No.
No.
I can't help you anymore.
Why not?
That's my daughter's name.
She felt threatened. Nobody knew her daughter's name.
Lights are flickering.
It has been weeks since Marie and Chris used a Ouija board to communicate with spirits inside their house. Ever since, Marie has had trouble sleeping.
Who are you?
I'm Frank. Frank who? Because you're such a stupid woman.
What do you want?
You don't know what's going on.
You're too late.
Because you can't help her. What are you talking about? Help who? Julie.
You stay away from my daughter.
You can't help her. Because you're nothing.
What's the matter?
There's a man in the backyard. He wants Julie.
It's okay, it's just a dream. It is.
It was real.
It's okay.
Marie tries to dismiss her nightmares, hoping that they are simply a product of anxiety.
Is it Paul? Paul, what's the matter? It's okay. Are you all right?
He was crying and he kept saying, the face came through the wall, the face came through the wall.
Marie feels helpless to protect her family from an unknown entity.
It was just a dream.
I didn't want the kids getting hurt. Didn't really care about me, but I didn't want them getting hurt.
The next day, Marie rearranges Paul's room. The boy refuses to sleep with his bed set against the wall.
There was an F on the floor. looked like it was burned and I couldn't get it off.
Chris!
I got Chris and I go, what is this and why is this here? And he goes, I don't know.
To Marie, it seems like proof that Frank is real. Chris and Marie consider moving to a new house.
Maybe we should leave the house.
But fear that their problems are not attached to the house, but to Julie.
If I picked up and moved, I would leave bringing her with me. Couldn't leave her there by herself. So it'd just be a new house, same stuff.
A few weeks later.
What are you doing down here?
You don't know who I am, do you?
It was weird. The light that usually would shine towards the washing machine and dryer was facing him like a spotlight.
Julia's mine.
What are you talking about? She's my daughter, not yours.
You still don't know who I am, do you?
Quit playing. You're starting to scare me, Chris.
I'm not Chris.
He goes, you can't help her. Because she's mine, not yours. You can't help her.
I'm Frank.
What's wrong with you?
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Do you remember our conversation in the basement?
It was hard to breathe. And I remember Marie keep yelling at me, what's wrong, what happened, calm down. I just remember feeling panic.
I was like, did you do that on purpose? Because I don't know what happened.
Neither Marie nor Chris want to leave the house.
But we have to do something.
They simply want their lives back.
What about another investigator?
It's very tiring because you don't sleep. You start thinking you're nuts.
So.
It ends up being kind of like this big whirlwind and you're trying not to be sucked into the middle of it.
We decided to make a stand. We were not going to let this guide our lives.
Let's do this together.
It's 555.
Desperate, the couple contacts another paranormal investigator. Dave Considine is a lay religious demonologist. He draws on the power of the Catholic Church to combat hauntings.
All right, tell me what's been going on.
I had felt in her voice that she was sincere. She was trying to get the information out to me as quick as possible and wanted us there immediately.
One of them is disabled and...
It was just that sense of urgency, that sense of fear in her voice.
Dave becomes deeply concerned when he learns that the couple used a Ouija board.
A Ouija board is basically an oracle, whereas a spirit can enter through, be it a human spirit or a diabolical spirit.
Dave fears that the couple has released a demonic spirit into their home. He's even more worried when he learns they burned the board.
Never, ever burn a Ouija board. When you burn that Ouija board, you're burning the oracle in the physical sense. But you have not closed down the gateway.
Demonologist Dave Considine arrives at the house with a member of his investigative team, Barbie Hyde.
There was an air about the house. It felt like something intimidating was behind you. It was a very, very uncomfortable feeling.
This is Julie. Julie? These nice people have come to help us. Can you say hello? Julie, these nice people have come to help us. Can you say hello?
Hi, Julie.
When I had first met Julie,
How are you?
there was no fear upon her face. You only saw the fear in the other members of the family.
Do you mind if I look around for a little bit?
Not at all, please.
Okay, I'm gonna sit here with Julie.
Dave senses that Julie can see and hear spirits.
What are you doing?
It's very rare, but there are some children who are born mediumistic. It was the first time that I had ever experienced ectoplasm.
Dave believes that ectoplasm is a manifestation of powerful psychic energy. The phenomenon convinces him that the family's stories are real.
Let's sit down and talk about what's really going on here.
The investigators interview Chris and Marie in depth about what has been happening.
Please tell me, what have you seen?
Well, Marie's been having bad nightmares.
They looked as though they were at the end of their road.
I have a nightmare of this man, mid-30s, dressed in black.
Investigator Barbie Hyde senses the family's frustration.
And how long is this gonna take? What can you do? How soon can you get this out of the house? What's the best way to protect the children? The best you can do is say you have to work with us and be patient with us.
As best as you can, do not show anger or fear.
He said not to acknowledge it or give it any recognition, because that gives it power. He said anger or fear feeds it.
It's not that they're afraid because there's things happening in the house. This thing is centering on their fear. It knows what scares you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you being
Dave
here.
realizes that if there
Being
is
here.
a diabolical spirit in the Potter's house, its main goal is to possess and destroy them. The paranormal investigators return with 2 additional researchers and video and audio equipment. They hope to document the supernatural occurrences inside the home, in case they need to convince the Catholic Church to become involved. Technical specialist John Arell.
Before we can have any sort of intervention, we have to present them with enough evidence, say, okay, here's what's going on in the house.
Chris has taken the children to a motel. Except for Julie. Since Julie was the first to acknowledge the supernatural presence, the investigators believe that she may be a source of energy for the spirits. They convinced the family that she should remain in the house to increase the likelihood of paranormal activity. The investigators divide into 2 teams and place recording equipment throughout the house.
I'll put on some coffee.
Okay.
Right.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks.
I heard what sounded like bowling balls rolling around upstairs.
The investigator knows that no one is on the 2nd floor.
I got this feeling that something or somebody was watching me.
Definitely needs holy water here.
Stand by.
I need holy water.
Stand by.
Okay, I'll take it up.
I got a cold sweat on my neck. I knew there was something behind me.
You okay?
I couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Bobby, you okay? We got...
Is she all right?
I'm not sure.
The next thing I remember is everybody surrounding me.
Barbie, are you all right?
I'm not sure.
What happened?
Help her up.
Honey? What happened? What? Are you all right, Barbie?
Something you can't grasp or fight against is in complete control of you.
Barbie, I'm fine.
Hey, come on, stand up.
It makes me think, if it just did that,
No.
if it just tossed me down the stairs, what else is it capable of?
Thankfully, Barbie is
No, I'll be
unharmed.
fine. Let's stay here with Julian.
The Diabolical will do these physical attacks upon the investigators in the home to create fear, to create a sense that it's in control, that you have no right to be there, and it's going to do to you exactly what it's doing to the family. In a diabolical haunting, anyone who steps into that house is in danger.
Demonologist Dave Considine knows that he will need help to combat a spirit this threatening.
After what just happened, I see that we have no other choice but to get the church involved.
Well, let's do it.
Yeah, you see, but it's not that simple.
We need to know exactly what this is to be able to bring the proper authorities into the house to take care of the problem.
Yeah, we're gonna have to come back here several more times to collect enough evidence.
Enough for what?
Enough evidence to convince the church that they have to come here and perform an exorcism.
When the investigators return, they bring a clairvoyant with them, hoping that she can determine the specific cause of the haunting.
I was not sure if we were dealing with one particular spirit, or possibly human spirits that were residing in the home along with the diabolical. That's why I had brought in someone to discern the home.
John, I'm gonna walk the house.
The clairvoyant is drawn to one particular room.
Is everything all right?
There's a spirit, and he's using this child as a portal into this house.
He uses her. And I said, what are you talking about? She goes, he uses her. He hides in her.
The look on this clairvoyant's face was a look of a predator.
She's out of here. Let's get out of here.
The clairvoyant had discerned that there was one particular entity in the home, and that it was of diabolical nature.
Into this house.
Let me take you home.
Thank you. Okay.
Dave Considine concludes that the visions seen by the family members, the little boy and the demonic Frank, are disguises assumed by a single entity that is trying to manipulate the family.
Diabolicals will always try to make themselves look bigger, and they will always try to appear as multitudes. They call themselves Legion.
After repeated visits to the house, Dave presents his evidence to the church. An exorcist agrees to help the family. The exorcist first meets in private with Marie.
Are you telling me that you think my daughter's possessed?
He explains that Julie cannot be possessed because she has no ability to choose between good and evil.
He said your daughter is a victim.
But we do need to stop this demon from oppressing her, using her to enter your home. I propose a minor exorcism, a blessing over the house and the people in it, to get rid of this demon. I think we better get started. God, arise.
A Roman Catholic priest prepares for an ancient ritual to protect a family tormented by a demon.
As smoke is driven away, so are they driven. As wax melts before
He recites
the
a
fire
minor
of
form
God.
of exorcism to drive the diabolical spirit out of the house.
So the wicked perish before the presence of God.
It was using the child as a gateway, an entry point.
We drive you from us.
This child has not the ability to say yes, nor does the child have the ability to say no.
Unclean spirits, all satanic powers.
I had 2 investigators sit on both sides of the small girl. Because she was the possible entry point.
She didn't have the comprehension to understand the severity of the situation. It really didn't have a will, one way or the other, to initiate or break off the communication.
In the name and by the power of our Lord Jesus Christ, may you be snatched away and driven from the church of God.
Julie grows angry.
Her hands were sort of in a raking gesture.
By the precious blood of the divine Lamb. We humbly prostrate ourselves before thy glorious majesty, and we beseech thee to deliver us by thy power from all the tyranny of the infernal spirits. We drive you from us, whoever you may be, unclean spirits, all satanic powers, legions, assemblies, and sects, driven from the church of God.
She's staring intently at the priest. You know, if I can get my hands on you type of thing. But it really wasn't her, it was the entity that was possessing her.
Before thy glorious majesty.
Our gut was it wanted to get up and go after the priest. And if we weren't watching her, it would have.
We heard 3 distinct loud booms, indicating that the entity that was there left the house.
You're all right.
The family senses that their home is safe again.
All right, sweetie?
The house changed. The house got much lighter. The house smelled differently. The air felt better.
Julie? Baby?
It just feels as though there's a tremendous weight that's taken off the house.
In the following days, the house remains at peace.
We were very grateful and we were very happy. We thought, this had done the trick.
The exorcism removed the diabolical entity from the house, but did not destroy the evil. The Potter family has since moved, but their nightmares continue.